It's time for the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Now here's your host, Pat DiSabato.
Welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I am your host, Pat DiSabato from the Southtown Star newspaper. I'd like to wish everybody a Happy New Year, ring in 2012. Hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas, great holiday season. I know I did. Looking forward to 2012, folks. So, you know, to start off the year, we're going to start off right with a bang. We're at St. Xavier University, 103rd Street and Pulaski Road in Mount Greenwood, and we're going to have on Mike Feminis, past guest of ours, head coach of the Cougars football program. They won the NAIA National Championship back on December 17th. 14-1 mark for the Cougars, just an outstanding accomplishment. The first national championship in the school's history. So this football program has knocked on the door on numerous occasions, but they knocked the door down this season. And kudos to Mike Feminis, a 1986 Marian Catholic grad who went on to have a tremendous career at the University of St. Francis playing football. All Mike has done, and this is his 13th season, racked up a 116-41 mark at St. Xavier. And prior to his arrival, let me tell you, this program was a dud, and he's brought it up to tremendous heights. Our guest, you know, we're going big. If you're going to start out the year right, you're going to have on a national champion, and we do that. Today we got Mike Feminis, St. Xavier University football coach. Fem, thanks for coming on board, my man.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Congratulations on a national championship. Tremendous, tremendous honor. A lot of years of coming close. I think this was, your seventh time qualifying for the playoffs, and the seventh time proved to be a charm for you, man, right?
It sure did. It was just an indescribable feeling. You know, we've knocked on the door a lot. This is the fourth time we've been to the semifinals, and to finally break through and have the chance to play the team that we played, Carroll, who's they're the standard at our level. They've played and they've won 6 national championships in the last 8 years. So for us to be able to play them and to get our first one, it just was kind of icing on the cake.
Make it a little sweeter, I would imagine, right? All right, so what's going through your mind? You know, a couple minutes left in the game. I think it was 4th and goal from your 9-yard line. And here's a freshman, Mark Williams, knocks down the pass that would have given Carroll the lead. You see him do this, coming from a freshman again. What was going through your mind at that particular time? Well,
I was having quick flashbacks because 2 weeks earlier in our semifinal win against Marion, they had a 1st and goal at the 1, and it ended up on a 3rd down play. Another one of our true freshmen, Clayton Fedulum from Lamont, made an incredible play in the end zone. He tipped the ball up and intercepted it, and at the same time was cognizant enough to keep his feet in bounds because he was really close. And that was the play that got us into the national championship. And then, you know, when Carroll, had that final drive, I had 2 things going in my mind. One, they had won a quarterfinal game a couple weeks earlier against Zusa Pacific, where they were down 4, and they drove down the entire length of the field and ended up scoring with whatever it was, 20 or 30 seconds left to win the game. They went methodically down the field, and then obviously we had our defensive stand against Marion. So the whole time I'm thinking, is this going to be a Zusa Pacific thing and we lose it, or is this going to be another Marion thing, we win our national championship? But the thing that was so neat is we obviously are more known for our offense and the type of offense we play and the points we put up, but we have a great defense too, and we always have, and it gets overshadowed by the numbers that our offense puts up. And I just thought it was just appropriate that in the 2 biggest games of the year, the biggest plays of our season were made by our defense and specifically true freshmen that came in and made just incredible plays to win it for us.
And we should make note that you're a defensive guy, though. I mean, you hold many records still at the University of St. Francis, so you are a defensive guy.
I always tell her, and again, I'm more on the offensive side, but believe me, our offensive coordinator, Mark Yannel, does 99.9% of the stuff that we do on offense. I always tell our defensive guys, don't think I'm ever slighting you, because you guys are always number 1 on my heart, and you do. You got to have a great defense to ultimately win a championship, and I was just so happy for those guys, because those were 2 pressure-packed situations in as big a stage as you can possibly get, and to come through like that. For 2 freshmen, it was absolutely amazing.
And it doesn't surprise me about Clayton at all. I covered him at Lamont. The guy is just a playmaker.
Yes,
you know what I mean? He's got a nose for the ball. He's unbelievable in that regard.
He is, and Clayton's he's a great example of the type of kids that we get. We have a group of probably 15, 20 guys that are getting recruited by, legitimately by the NCAA Division II schools and maybe even the 1AAs, and want you to do a preferred walk-on or maybe a partial, but decide to come our way and be a bigger fish in a small pond.
Yep.
And Clay's just one of a lot of examples, and he's gonna have a phenomenal career here, and he's obviously off to a great start.
Yeah. Prior to the season starting, based on the personnel you had coming back from, did you think this team had the makings of a national championship or what?
I did. In my mind, I really believe that we could. I think probably the perception on the outside was that we were going to be a little bit down from the last couple of years, because we legitimately lost some major impact players. When you use an Anthony Kropp, a Mike Maher, a Pat Geary, and those type of guys, Xavier Torres, that could certainly, if you're not in our inner circle, might cast some doubt. But I just thought that we had a great recruiting class. If we could have a couple of our true freshmen come in and make an impact, and have some of those guys that maybe the outsiders didn't know that were playing behind guys like Maher and Billy McEwen and Lally and those guys, if they can play the way we thought they were capable of playing, we absolutely felt that we could make another run, and lo and behold, we did.
Yep. Well, what does it mean to you personally to be able to win this, and what do you think this does for the program, moving forward? I mean, this thing, this is a behemoth here, man. I mean, it's an imposing, beautiful sight. So, having this baby, what does it mean to you in the program?
It means everything to me. Personally, the biggest pressure I have is my own mother. You've met her a couple times. She's Italian, and she wanted to see a national championship before she died. And guys, she's 83 now, and so she's been putting pressure on me for years. But it's one of those things where it's everybody's dream. It's every coach's dream to play for a national championship, or if you're a high school coach, to play for a state championship. And obviously that's always been my dream, and it's not a pipe dream. I mean, we've come so close so many times. We've been one of the elite programs at our level. We've done, I tell anybody that asks me, any recruiter, parent, we've up until this point, we've done everything you could possibly do at the small college level, except for play and win a national championship. So to finally do it, like I said, it's a feeling that you can't even explain. It's it still hasn't hit me all the way. I get strangers that come up to me every day and say, "Congratulations, coach." I was at the Hawks game the day after we won. We got back from Georgia, and literally as soon as we went through the turnstiles, 4 guys came up to me to congratulate me, and I was like,
"Wow,
that's pretty good."
That is awesome.
It's a great feeling.
National championship coach of the Cougars football program. All right, fam. Beautiful trophy, man. Really, honestly, you could tell our viewers, how many times did that thing join you in your bed? Did you kick the wife out, let her take the couch a night or two, or what'd you do?
It has not been in my house yet, mainly because our sports information director, Rob Huizinga, has been traveling around the city and the state. But it will be. Believe me, my daughters want it more than anything, because they want me to bring it to the grade school there, and I'm going to do that next week. Yeah, it's pretty nice, and I might sock it in the bedroom for a couple days.
A couple days. That's okay. It's like John McDonough, Rob, right?
Exactly.
He's carrying it around.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I know one of the cool things too is you guys pull back in from Rome, Georgia, the night of the national championship. You made sure you didn't stick around Rome, Georgia, and have your boys celebrating overnight. But you had some fans here. You guys had a police escort coming back. So pretty cool, huh?
It was beyond my imagination. Not only when we left, we left on a Tuesday night, and there had been a couple hundred people here to see us off, and it was just an incredible atmosphere. And then, quite honestly, I didn't think anybody would be here, because we pulled in at whatever it was, 7:38 in the morning, after driving the entire night before. The majority of our fans, they were smart, and they stayed overnight in Georgia. But there had to have been probably 50, 60, 70 people here to greet us when we got here in the morning, and it was just an awesome feeling.
Yep.
The support and the love that the people in the community who showed us.
So I know one of the negatives we were talking prior to taping is, you guys haven't really had a chance to get out and start recruiting. You're a little late on the recruiting thing, but that's what happens when you're playing up until December 17th, 18th, right?
Yeah, it's the good and the bad, and so we certainly can't apologize for it. But the reality is, most of the high school coaches in the area know all about us. We got great relationships with them. And I think they understand that we've obviously been very busy.
Yep.
And the one thing that we have to trade off, we're not able to physically hit as many of the high schools as we would if we didn't extend our season so long. But we've been in contact with a lot of the coaches and the recruits throughout the season. So they know about us, we know about them. We're certainly in contact with them, and we'll probably have anywhere from 150 to 200 visit them starting in the middle of January.
Is it making it a little bit easier for you? I mean, you have that cachet as, say, national champion. Does it make it a little bit easier for you, or what?
Well, I don't know if I want to say easier, because the competition for these kids is very tough. There's a lot of great programs out here, a lot of great D2 schools in Minnesota and Michigan. Our own state schools are going to come down and they're going to recruit the guys that are borderline, that they want to be preferred walk-on or a partial. Those are the same guys that we're going after. But I think what it has done is it certainly has given us great exposure, and certainly those kids that are on the border in their own mind of saying, do I want to try the big-time thing, or maybe stay closer to home and play the big-time program that's happened to be a little bit smaller.
Yep.
I think it's opened their eyes a little bit. I really do. And then from the other side of the coin is those kids that are at a state school, Western, Eastern, Southern, that maybe aren't having as great an experience as they were hoping they would. I think that'll help attract those guys to come back.
Yeah. Now this trophy here, you have to give this back after a year. That is unless you win it again next
Correct.
year. And based on what you have coming back, I mean, you have Williams and Clayton Fedulum coming back.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? I mean, is this of the making? Can you sustain something like this, or what? I know a lot of things you got to get lucky and things like that.
There's so much that comes into play. Going into this year, I think we had 10 or 11 starters return from last year's team. This year, coming up, we're going to have 18 starters returning.
Nice.
10 on offense and 8 on defense. So on paper, we should probably be as good or better. Now, to me, paper doesn't mean anything, because there's so much more that goes into it. This team really developed a great chemistry as the season went on, and especially after our regular season loss to Marion, I thought the focus of our guys really took a whole nother level.
Yep.
So this was a special group, and every team's going to have their own identity. But as far as the talent coming back, I think we're going to be every bit as good or better.
Now, in terms of you professionally now, okay, this was obviously a big goal of yours. You won a national championship. What's it look like for you? Is this something, I mean, you want to be a career guy here at St. Xavier, or is it something like, hey, new challenges, maybe embark on some new challenges down the road? What's this mean to you professionally?
Well, first of all, I love this place.
Yep.
It's very special, and the people here are special. I've got a great boss in Bob Hallberg, Mike Dooley, our assistant athletic director, who recommended me for this job 13 years ago. Is one of my good friends who I owe a lot to, and then Dr. Steve Murphy, who obviously put the stamp of approval to hire a young guy 13 years ago. I'll forever be indebted for that, because they gave a young guy a chance.
Yep.
And obviously, if something were to come up for family reasons, I'd have to look at things. But I could be here for the rest of my life.
Yep.
I love this place. I don't necessarily have an ego. I don't have an ego where I need to be a Division I coach. I really never I haven't looked at an opportunity. I've never sent my resume to another school. I could be happy here the rest of my life if they continue to support the program. But I would be naive to say, okay, if somebody calls, to at least not listen.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
I'm very happy where I'm at.
All right, fam. Well, hopefully you're here for years upon years, man. I mean, selfishly, we'd like to see that. You're a Chicago Heights guy, Marian Catholic graduate, played in Joliet at St. Francis. So selfishly, we'd like to see you continue to stay here. But we know you have to do what's best for your family. But congrats on this honor, man. You've been on the show previous years, and it's a tremendous accomplishment, man. We're very happy for you.
Thanks,
Tom. Awesome, okay?
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, Pat.
I'm so happy for Mike Feminis here at St. Xavier, everybody on the St. Xavier University football staff. just a tremendous accomplishment. But one person in particular I'm really, really happy for, and that's Johnny D'Ambrosio. Johnny D, who put Bremen football on the map, head coach there for a few decades, and just a tremendous guy, tremendous coach, tremendous football mind. I know him and his wife Judy, they had to be basking in the glory of winning this thing and being a part of this thing, and it's definitely something very, very well deserving of John D'Ambrosio, man. I used to refer to him as the blue-eyed Dago, in Northern Italian, you know what I mean? But Johnny D's good people, so congratulations, Johnny D.